Alright, hey guys, Precision Tech UK here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install Ubuntu onto a computer. So there are many types of Ubuntu. There's the server, there's the desktop version, there are things like Kubuntu and so on. Today we are going to be installing the standard Ubuntu Server package, which comes with a load of, well, it comes with some software such as OpenSSH, Apache 2, and it's a lot more lightweight than all the other softwares out there. So first of all, you want to come to the Ubuntu website. Links will be in the description below, and you want to go on the server button here. So as you can see here, there's an Ubuntu server link. If you want to download all the other versions, you can click like desktop here, and yeah, there's a few little pictures there. But like I said, we're going to be downloading the server version, so if you click on the download link, choose your flavor, aka system type. So I think I'm going to go for the 64-bit. You can get 32-bit as well. There's some instructions if you can't be bothered to follow this video, but I recommend following this video because I've had a lot of experience with Ubuntu. I run a lot of my computers of Ubuntu. I'm actually going to be using this installation in the video for a server setup tutorial, which I'll also be releasing on this channel. But yeah, so it's quite big. It's half a gigabyte, the server. The desktop version is 2 gigabyte. I don't know, but we're gonna have to wait a minute for this to do it, and we'll get back to you once it's finished downloading. Right, while that was downloading, guys, I thought we could start on the next piece of software you're going to need, which is an ISO burner. Now, I'm not sure if this is compulsory. Windows does have a built-in burner. It's not the most reliable. I recommend this piece of software. It's very good. Basically, burns this file that we're downloading here onto your disk, which you will then put in the computer and use to set up the operating system. Now, you don't have to use a disk, you can use a USB stick, but I tend to have problems with that where it just doesn't boot up. Apparently, it's where my computer mate is so old that the USB just isn't compatible with the computer, apparently. That's what I've read on a post. So, we'll be using this software in the video. You need to find the download link, which should be here. It'll take you to this soft C rubbish here, and you just have to wait a minute and keep on waiting. And here we go. That will download very quickly. Now, if we go and open the downloads folder, as you can see here, we've got our 2 files downloading. So I'll show you around this piece of software while we're at it. So if you just click run and wait for it to open. Here we go. So here is the software in a better view. As you can see, it's very simple. You basically select the ISO file from your computer using the open button, which will be in the downloads. It isn't ready yet. It's looking for an ISO file. That is an ISO file that we're downloading here, which is the operating system itself. And then you need to select the DVD. The DVD is the one that will be in your disk drive, which I'll get onto in a minute. The volume label, you can just write anything such as Ubuntu. And then burn speed, you want max or whatever. Finalize disk, and then click burn. So that's how we use the software. I'll get back to you once it is finished downloading in roughly 6. Google Chrome's version of 6 or 7 minutes. Yes. In other words, I don't know when we're going to be back. Alright guys, now the ISO file has downloaded, you want to grab a DVD or a CD to burn it onto. Something like this would be good. It has to be more than the capacity of the disk has to be bigger than the ISO file. For example, if I chose the Ubuntu desktop and it was, let's say, 2 gigabytes, it would not fit onto this disk as this is only 700 megabytes. So just bear that in mind. Obviously, I think the ISO file is about 500 megabytes. I will double check for you in the next cut. So you want to take your disk and you want to put it into your laptop. Alright, so I'm going to be using my laptop just to make it easier for this tutorial. So what you want to do is go ahead, open your disk drive, plonk one of the DVDs in. Remember what I said about the capacity in the last cut. Shut the thing, and now back to the disk. Alright, so now we're back in the free ISO burner software, and we are going to load the ISO file just by clicking open, finding it on your computer. I saved it in my downloads, and you want to wait a few minutes for it to open. Alright, so now it's opened. You want to get everything done, so just double check the F drive is the DVD drive. You can see that here, DVD IW drive F. Just double check that, because you don't want to be burning an ISO to another disk. Say you have 2 disk drives in your computer. Yeah, you just want to be careful. So now you want to click burn. Now there may be an error. As you can see here, it says burn, error, aborting. That means that the disk you have put in is either scratched, or there's already something on the disk that is stopping it from burning. As you can see here, I have formatted this way too many times, so it won't work anymore. So this disk is a no-no. You might as well snap it up and put it in the bin. And there we have it. It's broken. Guys, I was joking about that last bit. Don't smash up the CD, just put it in the bin, because you can sort of hurt yourself. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on with the ISO burner. So put a disk in that actually works, keep trying. If not, you know, look it up on the wiki or message me and I'll maybe give you some more tips. The best way to message me is on Skype. My Skype name will be in the description, and Twitter is also a good way of getting in touch with me if you don't have Skype or you just need some quick help. So yep, now once you found the disk that works, this will happen. Alright guys, so now it's burning. You now need to wait until it's done. You can see this green bar down the bottom here is working its way across. So let's do a bit of speedy. Alright guys, so now you just need to wait a minute for it to finalize the disk and close the track. Take the disk out of your disk drive. Alright guys, so now we're moving on to the second part of the tutorial, and that is the computer part. So basically you need to have a basic computer setup with a hard drive, a disk drive, you want some RAM, and a basic computer setup with all the motherboard, CPU. Now you're going to need an Ethernet cable. Has to be Ethernet, can't be wireless since Ubuntu doesn't come with any wireless card drivers. If you want to use wireless card drivers, you're going to have to go type in your computer make and download the appropriate ones. And it looks like I've cut myself. That's normal. But yeah, so you're going to need a power, a screen, and yeah. Alright, so now you need to put your Ubuntu disk into the DVD drive on your computer. Simply shut it, like that. And now connect it to the screen, to the internet, and continue the video when you're done. Alright, so now go ahead, plug in a keyboard to actually control the Ubuntu setup with and power on your computer. Now I apologise for the bad quality, but unfortunately that's gonna have to be. Alright, so here is the Ubuntu setup menu. Now to do this you may have to enter the BIOS, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So when you boot your computer you'll see this welcome screen, and up the top it will tell you to press a bunch of keys. That's if you're quick enough. Now I think mine is the F2 to enter the BIOS, so I'm just going to spam F2 while the computer's turning on. And here you'll see I am in the BIOS. Now again I apologise for the poor quality, but there's nothing I can do about that since I simply can't use fraps or anything to record the screen like I did before. So if it doesn't boot onto the Ubuntu straight away, you need to go down into the boot sequence. Now every BIOS might be different depending on the computer you've got, and as you saw from the previous part of the video, I have got a Dell. So what you want to do is select the onboard USB or CD-ROM drive and put it as the number 1. Now you see all these controls down the bottom here that tell you what to press and how to press it. They may not be at the bottom of your screen, but just look around, and basically onboard USB CD-ROM drive needs to be at the top, and onboard IED drive or IDE or SATA. Now there's two different hard drive types. I'm using an IDE, and then there's, again, like I said, a SATA. They use different connections, and I'm not going to go into too much depth in this video. Now what you want to do, if it still doesn't work, go into the drives and you need to make sure SATA is on, since that is my disk drive, and just check everything's on, in other words. Now I want to exit the setup and bring up the Ubuntu setup control. Now I want to choose English, so you click enter, and I'm going to install the Ubuntu server. There are other options here if you ever need them, like if your system ever gets corrupted or something happens, you can select them. But I'm going to click the top one, which is install Ubuntu server. Now it's going to pause a minute, and if you listen, you can hear the disk drive booting up, and it probably sounds absolutely terrible on the microphone. So you now need to select your language. I guess you're selecting English, so I'm going to select English, and I'm in the United Kingdom, as you can probably tell from my accent. So it's going to ask you to detect a keyboard layout, so just follow the on-screen instructions. So no, there's not. No, there's not. No, there's not. No, 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 and yes, there is. Okay, that's complete. Now it's just going to be unpacking a load of stuff from your disk drive. And guys, by the way, I'll be speeding up all these boring bits, so don't think it's that quick. It does take a while to install the operating system. It's got to download lots of packages from the internet and configure a lot of settings, so it won't be this quick in real life. Alright, so now here is the host name. So basically the host name is a single word that identifies your system to the network. If you don't know what your host name should be, consult your network administrator. So I can make something up, so I'm going to call it server-pc. See if it lets me, because I believe there are some things you cannot do. So this is the new user, so I'm just going to call it server. And now the password, obviously I'm not going to tell you, but so you want to enter a password. This is going to be the username and password that you use to log on. And it's going to say, well, yep, I'm using a weak password. It consists less than 8 characters. And yes, I don't really care. So I need to configure my home directory. I'm not going to do that now. You can if you know what you're doing, but I can't be bothered. So it's telling me my present physical location time zone is Europe, London. That is correct, so I'm going to click yes. So it's detecting all the disks in your system. Just keep following through. It's quite easy. Right, okay, so this bit's quite important. If you already have Windows or something, another operating system installed on your computer, you may want to change this, but I am going to use that entire hard drive space that I showed you earlier to install Ubuntu onto. So, I'm going to partition that. No, wait, yes, sorry. Sometimes I don't read this. Yep, so amount of volume, 79.8 gigabytes, that is the max. Really. Alright, so to continue, the changes listed below will be written to the disk. Otherwise, you will be able to make further changes manually. The partition tables, the following device are changed. Then there's all my sort of hardware and stuff. So write changes to the disk, yes. Alright guys, so we've hit an error here. These errors tend to occur. If they keep occurring, it might be that your disk is way too scratched to install the operating system. But if we click continue here and see what happens. Okay. So now it'll take us to the menu where you can, so basically what we've done so far is chosen our language, configured the keyboard, detected the mount CD-ROM, load the debconf pre-configuration file, load installer CD, there, you can see that now. So we want to, yes. So we're gonna basically carry on from where we were and try again. Now, maybe that my disk is scratched. If it is, then I will redo it and get back to you once it is done. Alright guys, so here we are. It's asked us to do some stuff. So just basically read it. Available kernels. So I'm just going to click the first one. Because, yeah, just click whatever. Guys, you can read through if you want. Basically, it's just a case of clicking because they do use a lot of complicated words which I don't actually understand myself. I'm only 14, so yeah. Right, back at 90%. This is where the error was last time. Yep, there we go. So guys, I'm going to actually click go back this time. And I'm going to go install the base system. Alright guys, this time I'm going to try clicking the none button. And there we go, it worked this time. Alright, so leave blank on the proxy IP thing. You can fill that in if you feel the need to. Alright guys, so now you need to choose how the updates will installed. So I'm not going to do any automatic updates because I don't want my server randomly turning off when you don't want it. Okay, so this part is probably the most important part in the whole setup. Because I chose to install a Ubuntu server, is now asking me what components to install. So OpenSSH is basically where you can connect from other computers, so from my Windows machine, which I'll show you in the next episode of this series. And yeah, it lets you control all the files easily. That's basically all we need. LAMP server is good as well, so I'm going to select these. And that's probably all I need for now. I mean, I can install things once it's done. But, yep, that's about it for now, so yeah. Alright, now, because I chose to install the LAMP server, it automatically installs a MySQL database configuration. Now, you need to create a password. I'm going to use the same password as my root, so I don't forget. and it's going to ask you to repeat it. Now, MySQL is basically a database that you can set up with a lot of things. My main two uses for it would be set up a forums on a website, and if you use Core Protect or Logblock on the Minecraft servers, it's optional to have a MySQL database. Oh, and also I use the software called OwnCloud, which is basically like Dropbox, but you can host it on your own PC, so you have your own storage. That requires a MySQL database for the program to work. But I'll also be doing that in another tutorial using a program called phpMyAdmin. Alright guys, so now it is asking me to install the grub bootloader on hard disk. So it says, it seems this is a new installation and is the only operating system on this computer. If so, it should be safe to install the grub bootloader to the master boot record of your first hard drive. Warning, if the installer failed, detect another operating system that is present on your computer, modifying the master boot will record and make sure will make that any other operating system is temporarily unbootable. So yes, I want to install it, because I absolutely just failed at reading it. Alright guys, so as you can see there, the installation is complete and it has just ejected the CD-ROM. So I'm not going to show you me, but what I'm doing right now is taking the disk out, shutting the disk ROM and unplugging it. Well, you don't really have to unplug it, but I just like to unplug it. Alright, so if we just click continue, it's going to finish and then it will probably do an update. Alright, so yep, the system is now updated. And what you want to do is spam F2 if you change the boot sequence so that the CD-ROM was first. So as you can see, it's not present because I've just disconnected it. You want the ID hard drive to be the first one and then save all the changes. And you probably, I'm going to turn this off as I don't need SATA, and let's save and exit. Now this is where the magic happens, because we have successfully installed Ubuntu. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check out all our other videos on the channel. There's 2 of them. No, this tutorial hasn't even been uploaded yet. But yep, please subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. Enjoyed the video. My next big project for the channel is to get the art sorted. As you can see there, nice bit down here, and then just boom, noob style here. So that's my next thing to get done. That art should hopefully be done soon, as I've got a few guys in mind, but I'm not sure who. So like I said, thank you for watching the video. Be sure to check out the next episode where I show you how to install OpenSSH and other pieces of software to help you use your Ubuntu machine. So peace out guys.